Hey guys, what is going on? Long time no see. Today we're jumping into Lost Ark and we are going to look at the best, and I mean the best, DeathBlade build out there. I've been using this build for the past week. It feels so fluent, massive DPS, insane mobility. The DeathBlade class originally is meant for lots of mobility, lots of high DPS. So it's great in PvE with groups, raids, and it's great in PvP. Today, right now, I'm covering mainly the raid, PvE portion specifically, but this build overall, unbelievable. Stay till the entire video so that way you can watch this, and I'm telling you, this 10 minutes is going to change the way you look at this game. So first off, let's start with the skill tree. These are basically the skills you're going to want to acquire for your DeathBlade when you're building them. Certain things beginning game, Moonlight Sonic, I would 100% swap out for Earth Cleaver. I think Earth Cleaver is not that great of a skill in comparison. In early game, swap out Death Sentence for Wind Cut, and then you can swap it back out later once you get into more in game and these repeatable attacks, which I'll talk about later. So the first skill is so basically what this is it's going to be a quick spin attack, and what it's going to be when you level it up to max level is you can do 3 quick spins, which gives you lots of room to hit multiple enemies at once, deal a lot of damage, have increased mobility when fighting bosses and big groups and hordes of enemies. Great skill. Next is going to be Maelstrom. Maelstrom is a skill that you cast basically around a big group of pulled up enemies, and what it does is keeps those enemies in a group and continues to hit them repetitively over and over. So you can basically deal mass amounts of damage and hold in place a lot of these enemy groups that you round up, which is great because this whole class is built around dealing lots of high DPS to these big groups of people. You can train them and just destroy them this way. Same for Moonlight Sonic. So the Moonlight Sonic skill, like I said, you can swap out for one of the other skills at the beginning on that skill tree. The Moonlight Sonic skill is insane. I mean, it literally deals so much DPS in such a wide area of range. It's crazy. As you can see here, literally it will destroy any big group of enemies. You just round them up, turn around, cast it, it destroys them so heavily. The next skill is Death Sentence. So I usually pair Death Sentence, especially early game, with Moonlight Sonic. So what I'll typically do is cast Moonlight Sonic and Death Sentence at the same time, or one after another. So I'll cast Moonlight, then Death. And what it's going to do is essentially do a large amount of DPS and then hit a ground strike, which does an additional large amount of DPS in a large range. So all the way up to end game, it can pretty much destroy any group of enemies that will follow you, essentially. So Dark Axle is the next skill. This is great because it's going to introduce a lot more mobility into your fighting, as well as high DPS for big groups of damage. So once you get the highest upgrade for this high axle, what it's going to allow you to do is move large amounts of space all across the map. So you can see I jump pretty high and jump a pretty long distance, right? And I deal damage to that entire group of enemies on the way. So another great skill. Blitz Rush. Blitz Rush is going to be one of your highest DPS skills. I repeat, it's going to be one of your highest DPS. And the reason why, it essentially, once upgraded, allows you to build up an insane charge attack, right? And when you build this charge attack up, it's going to do an insane amount of damage. So you can literally see in some of these clips, I'll do 14k, or I'm only doing 5k with the other skills. So it's really great. Void Strike. Void Strike is going to be another charge up skill. Void Strike is going to be one of your main skills that you use in order to power up your special ability down there. You can see every time I use Void Strike, I literally get almost an entire 1/3 of my special recharged. What's great about these skills is you can chain them together, do almost 3 hits, and essentially get your entire special attack back and just repeat it over and over. The Soul Absorber ability is going to be the exact almost same, but it's going to have an extra bonus attack at the end, so it's going to be a 2-hit attack. Like I said, Soul Absorber and the previous skill are going to be your skills to charge up your special ability insanely quick with single groups or big groups of enemies, and use them over and over and over and over on repeat. I mean, you can practically repeat this Flash Blink attack. So Flash Blink is going to be your special ability. Like I mentioned, the whole point of this class is to build up that special ability insanely quick and deliver it, and then build it up again and deliver it almost repetitively with no break. So you can see the breakdown here. Your crit and specialization skills once you get into end game are going to be the ones that you want your gear to have, right? Those in this particular case are going to give you the most bang for your buck in terms of damage and surge, regeneration, etc. So surge, then we're going to talk about engraving. So the surge engravement, this is one of the key things for this build. What it's going to allow you to do is essentially it buffs the base damage, but essentially allows you to continue to build up surge and use that to power your special ability. So this is one of the things that you have to have. I would totally recommend using surge and another engravement on your build. Preferably, some people like Master of Ambush. Master of Ambush gives you an additional bonus to backstabs. So as you can see there when I pull it up, when upgraded fully, 25% damage to backstabs. If you can pull that off in PvP, that's huge damage, and PvE is easy to pull that off. So this is going to increase your damage by a lot with all of these attacks that you backstab with, right? Here are some of the additional engravements you can use. Like I mentioned before, I would use Surge and maybe one of these or a couple different ones of your choice that you might think fits this well. I'm still experimenting with it myself. As of right now, I think I'm using that and the Supercharge ability. So the Supercharge ability is going to essentially allow you to, once fully upgraded, take your Void Strike, your Soul Absorber, and your Blitz Rush ability and basically amplify them to allow them to attack much more quickly, up to 40%. So it only takes about half the time to charge them, which in my mind tells me it takes half the time to get my special ability back and essentially do everything almost double as fast and increase my damage output and DPS. Especially in dungeons and things where 40% in time is a large chunk and can make a huge difference. So essentially here's the overall attack pattern. Like I said, if you watch this video all the way to this point, bookmark this video, save it to a playlist or something, right? Because this is something you're going to want to learn. If you can master this attack art, this is basically going to allow you to run through your skills, do your special attack that does a ton of damage, and basically repeat it nonstop over and over with almost zero breaks. Literally almost zero. So it allows you to nonstop attack enemies, especially in raid fights, right? This is an amazing thing. You can literally attack, do your special attack, continue to attack, do your special attack over and over and over on repeat like clockwork. It literally works almost every single time with no interruptions, right? So those are some of the skills and engravements and things like that that are really important. I stress definitely have to try it out. Here are some of the cards. If you eventually get these cards and want to, give yourself a little bit of boost on top of the things that you already have to your advantage, that is a basically optimal card set that hopefully most people should be able to obtain. This is probably the ideal one that will give you the most damage output. But then again, it's up to you. It's up to whatever cards you're able to get. So yeah, like I said, this build is a must try. If you made it this far in the video, like I said, save it and master these attack patterns, and I'm telling you, you will be a force to be reckoned with on Lost Ark. You will be unstoppable, and I'm telling you, I've played this build now for only a week. I'm addicted to it, and I love it, and it's insane. That being said, make sure if you like the video to leave a like. If you have any tweaks or anything, maybe some suggestions in the comments for tweaking this build, by all means, go for it. Let me know. And hopefully we'll make a follow-up with another build and continue to test these things out. So thank you guys. Peace.